And winding down at this point.
I would be shocked if this mall opened tomorrow.
I don't think so.
I don't think that's going to be happening.
And, you know, it's way too soon because we're mourning tonight for two people who lost their lives and all of the people who suffered such a trauma. But this will certainly become a financial story as well 2 weeks out from Christmas.
And it's a story that, again, is receiving national attention. And, of course, locally here, this is just something that we are not used to seeing in the Portland area. A mass shooting like this, a situation where hundreds, if not thousands of people were in the mall today and witnessed it, saw people injured. This is just, it's something that police train for. We talked to Portland police earlier. So we know that this is something that they actively try and train for, but something that really they very rarely have to actually implement.
Yeah, thank heavens, right? Jim Newman from OHSU is joining us on the phone tonight. Jim, thank you so much for being with us on this. Everybody's worried about your patient. Is there anything you can tell us at this point?
Yeah, we have limited information at this point. I certainly can share that. We have a female patient. She is currently in serious condition, but yet also stable.
Okay, well, that is some good news. Earlier we'd heard it was a traumatic injury, so we were all, worried about the worst. So that is great. Can you tell us was she driven there, brought in by Life Flight? Is that anything you can share with us?
Sure. The information I have is that the patient arrived by ambulance and arrived there just by ambulance.
And do you know at this point if that patient needed surgery?
We can't unfortunately get into specifics for patient privacy reasons, but that's about the limit of the information I can give on her current condition.
All right, Jim, thank you so much for sharing that from OHSU tonight. Serious condition, but obviously not critical condition at this point, and it sounds like she's doing okay.
Abby Gibb has been giving us updates from a number of people who were inside of the Clackamas Town Center. I understand you have someone next to you who also witnessed this today?
It's a very tough story to be able to hear, and I'm just going to warn you, this nice young man was working at GameStop, correct? Yes. And just to give you a little backstory, his family was also supposed to be inside that mall just 5 minutes even before the shooting, and just serendipitously, something happened, and
family friend called, and they waited to see the family friend and didn't show up, and just literally they were supposed to be at an ATM right in front of Macy's where it all started.
So let's back up now and say you were at GameStop and you heard the first shots go off, and you didn't think they were shots initially.
Yeah, I was working, putting some games back on the floor. I heard somewhere around 3 to 4 shots. We had thought it was just freight falling over, and so we didn't think anything of it at first. And a couple seconds went by, we heard more, and people started running by. That's when we heard someone scream, "There's shots fired." We instantly locked up our store. Everybody inside had to go to the back. We weren't allowed out. We weren't allowing people out until we got the okay to let a few people out. We let a few people out through the Sears exit, and then I walked via the security wanted everybody down here, so I walked a mother and her young son down here to make sure they made it safely without any possible issues,
And you walked through the food court at that point?
I turned around when I got down by the food court right as I could have entered. They went down there and security took them, and I turned around and went back to my store. And
when you were there, you saw one of the people who had been shot. As much as you feel strong enough that you want to share, please tell us what that was like.
It's overwhelming. I mean, it's something you don't want to see, and it's definitely something that's going to be with me for a while. I seen one person down. They were performing CPR on her. And that's all I seen. I didn't stick around long enough to find out. I went and got myself back into a safe area until the mall was able to get us cleared out as employees.
You said that it also looked like she had been shot in the chest?
Somewhere above the waist is all I know. I didn't see exactly.
And at this point, I don't want to put words in your mouth, it must be surreal. Tell me what this is like as you're realizing this is happening to you.
It's just really shocking. I'm really, really grateful that everybody that made it out is safe that did, and I hope that everybody that isn't is going to be able to make it through okay. I mean, I lucked out that my family wasn't there when it was supposed to happen, and it's really upsetting.
Absolutely. And how long did you have to wait, or did you get out right after that happened?
We got out pretty quick. We waited. They cleared out the upper level, and then we were probably one of the first stores to be evacuated from that end of the store, just because there was so few of us in there. There was only 4 employees working.
How are you feeling at this point? Is it sinking in yet?
Slowly, it's more shocking than anything. It's very scary. You know, I could see this at, you know, maybe the Lloyd Center more probable than here, but crazy things happen, unfortunately, and that's just what's wrong with this world.
And I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
My name's Mark.
Mark, thank you for sharing your story tonight, and I'm glad to know that you're okay. Thank you. And again, these are just all of the stories that we've been hearing throughout this afternoon and evening from me, from Mike Benner, everyone really, about what this has been like to be inside and to realize, have it really strike you that this is really happening, and that there are people that are getting injured right next to them, and how if they had waited 5 minutes and done this or done that, they might have been there as well. And that's a difficult thing to live with. I'll send it back to you.